Well, the left is going batshit crazy as usual, but I finally figured out what it's about. Occam's razor suggests that the simplest path, the easiest explanation, is usually the right one, and basically it's Donald Trump. It finally dawned on me why the left is going even more erratic and crazy than ever before with their complaints and made-up stories about the president. The roller coaster is going faster and faster with Trump. The accomplishments are just piling up now. We just seen an example of it, and the press gave it nothing. No news. North Korea blinked. They're going to enter talks with South Korea about the Olympics and other things. Why is that? Why did they wait so many years to do this? Can you guess? Our GDP is going through the roof. Our economy is going through the roof. Businesses are hiring again. Businesses are giving better raises. They're giving bonuses. I could go on and on and on and on. But the left, it's basically, people on the left are selfish, narrow-minded pieces of, you fill in the blanks. They want change, all right, as long as the change affects them and screw everybody else. They have completely discounted the millions of us that voted for Donald Trump. They attack those of us that are Trump supporters as the imbeciles, the 30% minority that support him no matter what. Well, let me tell you something. Let me give you a wake-up call regarding the 30%. The 30% are the ones that run this country. The 30% are the ones that finally wised up and gotten tired of all the promises and all Washington's made and failed. 30% are the ones that helped Trump with this revolution. And that 30% includes a vast variety of people, probably more diverse than the so-called left with all its identity affirmation crap, where you have to be a lesbian or a black or a feminist, and especially an illegal immigrant. They really have a favorable spot with the leftists. The 30% consist of people that are the middle class, white, black, Asian, and so on. 30%, yeah, they include those Southerners, those hillbillies, those hicks, those people that a lot of them fight the wars for us, or in the military for us, the people that do backbreaking work in the coal mines and other places for us, for this country and all. It also includes the super rich in that 30%. As I said, it's a diverse community, and it runs this country. And the rest of you just come along for the ride. So welcome to that reality, because this 30%, maybe by the next presidential election, will be 40% and keep growing and growing and growing. They want everything, and they're a bunch of whiny little babies because Trump won and Clinton lost. And they keep bringing up the thing about the Electoral College. Electoral College has to change or delete it. Oh, why is that? After so many centuries it's worked, but now they want to get rid of it? I mean, just a bunch of whiners. As I said, his accomplishments are unbelievable. I'm going to give you one example of it. It's going to be an example a lot of you may not appreciate, but I do. I invest in stocks. I've been doing it since I think 1995. What's this, 22 years later, 23 years later, I'm still investing. So I got into the stock market because of a buyout that the company I worked for gave me. I had to invest it. I got burned by it. I had to learn on my own about investments in the stock market and everything else, how that works. And I think they said 53% of us have 401ks. Therefore, it's to our benefit to know a little bit about how stocks work and all. I have seen the stock market behave this past year in ways that I wasn't acquainted with, but apparently talking to other people, I discovered this is the way it used to be with the stock market, how it used to be orderly, where people would invest in companies, wouldn't speculate as much, and would just invest for the long term, for the future. And the stock market is finally behaving that way more than ever before. Two indicators of that are, number one, the VIX, the volatility indicator. With that, it's basically the VIX indicator, the volatility indicator shows people jumping in and out of stocks, people nervous about the stock market, speculation on the rise, and all kinds of other negative factors that could impede your investments and all. The VIX has been in an all-time low, and it's been that way for the past year. It's really had barely moved because the market's been orderly. It's been going up and up and up in an orderly fashion because of Donald Trump's economic policies. The second thing is regarding trading and traders in general. I read in the Wall Street Journal just last week, I think it was, the traders' bonuses are going down, or they're not getting any, and a lot of traders are leaving the market. Why? Because they can't get people to buy and sell stocks as often as they would like them to. People invest now, and they invest in the long term. And I'll give you a third indicator from my own personal investing. I've got 2 funds now. I used to have all kinds of individual stocks, but right now I'm into 2 funds in Vanguard. One's a small cap, and the other one is an index mutual fund. And with the small caps, I think only one third of my portfolio is in small caps. I'm banking on the infrastructure kicking in. If Trump gets his $1 trillion infrastructure plan through, and I think he will, then it's going to help small businesses, which is in small caps. But I've seen with this market consistently over the past year that both funds have been going up. And in the main fund, the index fund I talked about with Vanguard, the non-small cap fund, I've got about 40 or 50% bonds. Now, in the old days, when bonds went up, stocks went down, or vice versa. But now everything's moving in tandem to the positive. It's because of him. It's like the business world has an implied agreement with him that if you take care of us, and he did so with the tax cuts, then they'll take care of the workers. I've seen it with my wife, where she works at. They did it immediately. They did it like last year, in fact, before he was sworn in as president. Once he won the election, they did it. So all this is kicking in, and the left is terrified. They're terrified about 2018 elections. They're talking about a change, and because of what happened in Alabama and all these other places. That's bullshit. If things keep going the way it's going to be a roller coaster. It's going to be a landslide in favor of Republicans. And the left cannot face that. They're rooting for this country to fail. They're rooting for Trump to fail. Any kind of success he has been muted. Any kind of fake scandal that comes up, they broadcast on CNN, MSNBC, all the other crap stations and all, right? But then when the thing is refuted, when the scandal, whatever, of the day is refuted, they don't say anything about it. They don't do a mea culpa and all. So you know what? Keep going left, keep going crazy and all, because the next election, both the midterm and the election in 2020, if Donald Trump decides to run again, they're going to be landslides. If you think he destroyed you before, you ain't seen nothing yet.